All right, the founder of the popular messaging app called Telegram is due in court in the coming days after being arrested in a Paris airport as many grow concerned with free speech and censorship online in the EU. George Washington University Law School professor and Fox News contributor Jonathan Turley is completely against this arrest, and he joins us now. Good morning to you.
Hi, Ainsley.
Hi, good morning. So the authorities say the app was being used for organized crime, drug trafficking, fraud, cyberbullying, and promotion of terrorism. Despite all of that, you're still against his arrest. Why?
I am. People need to realize what's really going on here. We haven't seen anything akin to a charging sheet, but it appears that he's being arrested under these European laws that are designed to force social media companies to engage in censorship. The most infamous for free speech advocates is the Digital Services Act. I discussed the DSA in my new book, The Indispensable Right, because it is one of the greatest threats to free speech that we have today around the world. European regulators have threatened people like Elon Musk that he needs to censor American citizens, even candidates like President Trump, to remove anything that they consider to be false or disinformation. And this is a global effort to control speech. And so it's hard to be sympathetic with some Russian billionaire, right? I mean, that's not exactly someone that you rally to the park to defend. But he's being charged with misconduct of others using his site. It's like arresting AT&T CEO because the mob used a telephone to do its business. And the question for American citizens is whether we're going to allow these global censors to basically control speech from Europe. Free speech is in a free fall in Europe. And Ainsley, it was no accident when Elon Musk bought Twitter. Figures like Hillary Clinton almost immediately went to Europe and called on them to use the DSA. Consider that, to use the DSA to censor American citizens. That's a former presidential candidate calling for censorship through these officials.
Yeah, I have a hard time with this one because I agree with you. You shouldn't. Who's determining what's misinformation? Censorship of that, I understand that a lot of people are against that because of free speech laws. But this is promoting danger.
Well, you know, the important thing here, Ainsley, is that we can arrest people for engaging in conduct. If you're using the telephone or if you're using social media to engage in human trafficking or child pornography, of course you can be arrested. Mm-hmm. But what the complaint is against these social media companies is that they're not doing enough content moderation. And of course they emphasize things like child pornography. But you'll notice they're also talking about extreme viewpoints. In England, the last 2 weeks, they've cracked down on what they consider to be extreme ideology. Well, who defines that? In England, you had someone who was sentenced for having, quote, toxic ideology. So there's a very dangerous, slippery slope that comes from these laws. And American citizens should not be distracted by the implications of things like the DSA.
I know that they say this website or this app is impossible to trace back, almost impossible to trace back to the message's source. It's best known for apparently unbreakable encryption. This is what the Telegram statement is. They said the Telegram abides by EU laws, including the Digital Services Act. Its moderation is within industry standards and constantly improving. Telegram's CEO has nothing to hide and travels frequently in Europe. It is absurd to claim that a platform or its owner are responsible for abuse of that platform. Did they get him because he enters the French territory? He's flying into Paris? Because I know he has citizenship in St. Kitts. In Nevis, he gave $250,000 to the sugar industry to get citizenship there. He was granted citizenship in France in August of 2021. He's also a citizen of Dubai because I think the laws are different there. But did they arrest him because he flew into French territory?
They did. And what you have in the EU is this all-powerful bureaucracy that is controlling and regulating speech. And that means if you go into any EU port, any airport, you could be potentially arrested. That's why they're threatening people like Elon Musk, because he took down a lot of the censorship system at Twitter, now X. And this is an important fight, and Americans' rights are at stake here. Don't be distracted. This Russian billionaire might not be sympathetic to you, but they're using something that should scare you.
Jonathan, thank you so much for coming on. Great to see you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.